Alex, and you're listening to the Pup Beat podcast. This episode is called Two Pups and a Cryptid, and I would like to welcome you back to the show. Today we're covering two vastly different yet extremely important topics. Uh, First, I would like to talk about my adventures with the pups and their shenanigans. And then I want to talk about the Mothman. So let's get started with what the pups have been up to. Mischief, she's been super cuddly and she's always been hogging up the bed. And she's always been my playful little beagle. And the big update this week is I was eating some jerky and she, of course, thinks she's supposed to eat everything that I'm eating because she's the biggest foodie that I have ever owned. She is so obsessed with food. She's even thought that she can steal hot dogs from a barbecue before. So yesterday I was eating my jerky and she just looks at me stunned because I was eating her favorite snack and I wasn't giving her any because it was maple brown sugar jerky. And let me tell you, that jerky was a 10 out of 10. Gizmo, he's my lovable, dignified Shih Tzu. And when he's ready to eat, he'll let you know. He'll paw at you until you feed him. And I've been on bed rest since my knee surgery, and I've also got a wound on my ankle, and it's really no fun dealing with that. And I've been having a lot of doctor's appointments, and I've been down, and I really can't take care of them right now because I can't do a lot of walking. But overall, the update is there's a lot of hair and a lot of weird decisions and a lot of zero evidence of an increased IQ, which honestly is why we love them. Alright, so to go on with part two, the Mothman, the myth, or the moth. Let's pivot from the hairy world of domestic bliss to the shadowy skies of West Virginia. We're talking about the Mothman. For those unfamiliar with the Mothman, he's a cryptid famously reported in the area of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, when he was first spotted in 1966. Witnesses described a terrifying creature, a man-sized winged figure with glowing red eyes. Think of a very angry, very muscular insect. But the real reason the Mothman's story endures isn't the spooky look, it's the timing. Many of the sightings occurred just before the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge in December of 1966. This led to the popular theory that the Mothman wasn't a monster but a harbinger. A prophetic warning of disaster. So what's the update? Well, the update is the legend is more active than ever. Point Pleasant has completely embraced this cryptic resident. There is a Mothman museum, a huge steel statue, and they host an annual Mothman festival every September, drawing thousands of people. The whole town basically runs on Mothman energy. And here's the most interesting bit of trivia I found this week. The Mothman phenomenon didn't stop in the 60s. There are still reports of large winged figures with glowing red eyes. People are seeing similar creatures near construction sites, bridges, and even major cities in Chicago. Is it a migrating owl, a weird drone, or is it a tireless prophet just trying to warn us about maybe the rising cost of dog treats? We may never know. Some interesting facts I found out about the Mothman are that paranormal author Gary Baker wrote a book called The Silver Bridge in 1970 that linked the bridge collapse to Mothman sightings. John Keel wrote a book in 1975 called The Mothman Prophecies, which turned into a Hollywood hit movie, and that the two couples who saw the Mothman in November of 1966 claimed that he was a creature who had eyes that would glow red when hit with their car's headlights, and he was a large flying man with 10-foot wings. But I'll tell you this, if I ever see a 10-foot tall winged creature with glowing red eyes hovering over my city, I'm taking the warning seriously. I'm grabbing my dogs and heading for the hills. And that's our episode for the day. A reminder that even in the most mundane moments, like watching your dog try to bury a bully bone, there's a little bit of strange and unexplained. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to follow us on Facebook, please feel free to do so. I hope you join next Sunday, where I would like to talk about slavery, Dr. Martin Luther King, and why Black Lives Matter to me. Until next time, keep an eye on your pets, keep an eye even closer on the skies. You never know who or what is watching.